Welcome, viewers, listeners, and everyone in between. I'm your lovely host, Mr. Green, and welcome to today's episode of Drawing the Horrors. I'm sorry for the wait for the next podcast episode, but it should be out by next week, hopefully. A few scheduling issues as always, but still, it should happen as always, and get ready for the next episode. It's a juicy one. Now, without further ado, let's not keep you away from your regularly scheduled horror drawings and get into the first drawing. The Green Man, designation D0580. Containment class, exempt. Secondary containment class, non-applicable. Disruption class, suspicious. Danger level, dangerous. Physical description. D-0580 is an 8'9" bipedal green humanoid that resides in the sewers of Los Angeles. It has very thin limbs, long fingers, and a permanent wide smile filled with sharp teeth. After some research, it was discovered that the smile is not something it does purposefully. Its bones force it to smile. Ability description. D-0580 has two main abilities. It can seemingly summon a thick fog that works as a paralyzing agent, and it has eyes that allow it to see extremely well in the dark environments and in its fog. It is strong enough to bend metal bars and fast enough to catch our drones. Additional notes. The mist that it produces has been captured by our drones and can be made into a very effective paralyzing agent, which has helped in the containment of other anomalies. After some research with drones and hidden cameras, we have discovered that its head can move similar to an owl, being able to turn completely around 360 degrees, which it wildly flicks around when hunting, and it makes a high-pitched clicking sound when hunting as well. It is unknown why it does these things despite how advanced its eyes are. It does not have ears, which we don't know how it keeps finding our drones if it cannot hear them. We have discovered that its diet consists entirely of meat when it hunts mainly homeless people and rodents in its sewers. There has only ever been one test with the Green Man. After some research with drones and after careful consideration, we sent in Star Team even though their specialty was viruses. We picked them because of their experience with airborne infections and their fame of never losing a member. We briefed them on their goals, which were to collect samples of the waste and fog from the creature, and find out if there was a nest or offspring or if it could reproduce at all. And we briefed them on what they were going against and how it wasn't a virus but a creature, and we told them under no circumstance to injure it. After the mission, fame stood true, and even with a very close encounter, they didn't lose or injure anyone. We discovered the creature does not seem to produce waste or offspring, and after testing with the mist, we discovered that the compound was an undiscovered one by science. After further footage was captured by our hidden cameras, we decided not to capture it or secure the area, because it feeds almost entirely on rodents, and only eats people when they enter its territory. We have, however, put in signs and spread some propaganda through the homeless population and the sewers to deter it and deter people from entering its territory. We have also been receiving reports of something very interesting. The creature started hunting out of its territory, but it has only had one encounter with humans so far. A group of recording teenagers heard rumors of something in the sewers and went to go investigate. They made it into its territory, and one of them didn't make it out. And just outside its territory, the fog stopped almost like there was an invisible wall. As soon as the teens made it out of its territory, one of them slipped, and D0580 just stood above him, looking directly at him, breathing heavily, before returning to its territory. Soon after this event, we sent a dark operative to retrieve the cameras. The operative, disguised as a cop, went over to the teenager with the camera's house and convinced his parents that it was a very important matter and he needed to speak only with the son. He revealed himself to the kid as a dark agent and took the camera, and bought him a way better one as a gift to stay silent. We gave him an option to either never tell, or we would take him in to come with us. He chose to stay silent, and we went through a similar procedure with the other two. We blamed the disappearance of one of the teens on a homeless person who had previously killed a kid before and evaded the police.
Celia, designation D-0420. Containment class, Apex. Secondary containment class, Infectious. Disruption class, Noticeable. Danger level, Warning. Physical description: a small humanoid with a big witch's hat shaped like mushroom on her head. Her flesh has mushrooms sticking out of it. The small anomaly is always seen carrying an infected rabbit plush doll, worn and dirty. Ability description: produces spores through both skin-to-skin contact and airborne contact. Additional notes: she has been seen to be afraid of fire and flammable objects. Wound seems to solidify into a resin-like mixture. S/special events, October 30th. D-0420, also referred to as Celia. Her mushrooms and spores were studied to have effects on organic material, such as feathers, flesh, leathers, and corpses. It's advised that after tests to burn away any excess material and to gift the anomaly with a plush object afterwards. November 2nd. Celia's clothes were incinerated and replaced with the second image's clothing. Any clothing she came into contact with would become mushroomed and spored, changing the simple hat into a mushroom. We will continue to monitor her in the lab. January 3rd. Celia, as she will be referred to, is to be calmed in darker environments and is docile when within vicinity of her rabbit plush she calls Mr. Hops in her arms. September 23rd. She was questioned about her past to vague responses, but one thing became apparent. She was closer to a corpse than breathing child within the lab's results. Containment details: a dry, dark, sterilized containment cell with circulation, to keep the circulation constant to avoid spores. Access to the anomaly will be strictly through hazmat attire and through decontamination of any spores that might have stuck during the interaction. In any case of escape, use sweets to lure her back inside after the proper containment area has been selected. I didn't have a lot of time to record design notes for the Green Man, but I won't say them here. It's Celia's time to shine. Well, other than that, there's not really many design notes to say. I mean, it's just a small little child. I mean, one part that I really enjoyed was, you know, it's gonna sound cruel, but the little tears and snot coming out of her face, I made them into like that orange resin mentioned when like she has open wounds on her body. It felt cute in a very morbid way. Anyway, other than that, have a look. The Mothman. Designation D-0015. Containment class, minimal. Secondary containment class, Harbinger. Personnel, Guardian. Disruption class, obvious. Danger level, warning. Physical description: D-0015 is a 9'6" tall female of the Mothman species. While commonly believed to have a wingspan of 6 feet, D-0015 and others of its species, according to 0015, have wingspans closer to 40 feet. The confusion comes from the ability to retract the wings and to take up less space. 0015 has dark gray-black fur covering their body, with two large red compound eyes. The Mothman species as a whole comes from a variety of fur colors, mainly being dark greens, browns, and blacks, very rarely being found white. 0015 specifically is seen wearing a dress shirt, a button-down vest, and dress pants. Ability description: 0015 is able to sense danger levels of areas within her view. How 0015 describes it, she has a sort of thermal vision for when danger is approaching, as well as a natural sense for danger. This has been the cause of people believing 0015 to cause disasters in certain myths and legends. While we have not seen it in action, there has also been talks of sort of hypnotic gaze. This has not been confirmed as of the time of recording. Additional notes. The Mothman species is limited, only being around 30,000 creatures. As revealed by a resident Mothman, it is very typical for Mothmen to have biblical or spiritual names, as in their culture they believe it brings good luck. D-0015 was discovered in 1967 during the Silver Bridge collapse. She was quickly brought into dark. She resisted at first and tried to escape, often, but over the years she slowly gained the trust of dark. She is now seen as the head of Site-01. 0015 is the most lenient of the site heads, commonly joining in on the shenanigans of her researchers that they get up to in their spare time. Tests and special events. In 1967, Andromeda 07 was sent out to Point Pleasant, and after a 4-hour standoff, 0015 was captured. In 1969, 0015 officially joined the staff of Site 1. In 1972, Dr. Adam Skulls and the journalist enlisted 0015 under the name Lazarus at the time with the help of the Avatar trials. After the file for the trials was written, Mothra, what Lazarus goes by now, Adam Skulls, and the journalist refused to speak about what went on during them. No matter what happened there, it was enough for D0015 to rank up to site manager. As far as design notes go, I never noticed how adorable moths are from the close-up perspective. Like, they're so fluffy, I can't imagine what it feels like to hold a moth. Like, it has to weigh nothing, because it looks like cotton candy. I was amazed. I'm not even joking. I took like 10 minutes to just scroll down an entire Google page of moths. My dad came into my room and asked me what the hell I was doing. I sat him down to look at moths with me. He was also amazed. It's just such a pretty species of insect or whatever the hell it is. Other than that, I really enjoyed drawing the clothes for this. If you notice, the vest is a female vest, which has the buttons going on the other side. And as I did for the crustacean in the last episode, I didn't want to just make it a moth with tits. I mean, I tried to make it as interesting as I could without just instantly anthropomorphizing it by giving it different types of limbs or, tits, of course, as it would for a female. I try to like keep something consistent in the designs for these episodes by making them a little bit more weird instead of just naturally according to media. Anyway, other than that, let's have a look. The Inventor D-0256. Containment class minimal. Secondary containment class personnel. Disruption class obvious. Danger level warning. Physical description. 5'6" male human with visible signs of heavy physical mechanical augmentation, such as fully replaced legs, arms, 95% of the torso being mechanical, 50% of the head being mechanical, glowing red eyes, and a cowboy hat. Not really technical now, is it? Metallic parts are black with red markings. Ability description. Supernatural understanding of all things mechanical. Loads of integrated weapons, including shoulder-mounted missiles, forearm-mounted machine guns, hip holsters for dual revolvers, hidden ports for energy-based blade weapons, and foot thrusters. All have either been removed or had ammo expunged for safety reasons. Additional notes. Claims to have been the one behind the creation of D-0873, along with several other mechanical-based anomaly in containment. Appears to struggle with robotics in his head. Seems to have some sort of split personality-like manner of the machine, parts in his brain occasionally taking control in certain situations. Test/special events. Duck got a tip through one of the computers that it was hacked. It said, "Come to this location. I'll be waiting for you. I cannot wait to work with you like-minded individuals." After looking for the location, 3 Orion agents were disposed at the scene, and once Dark did a raid of the location, we found 0256 sitting in a chair, inactive. Upon approaching, he reactivated and promptly surrendered to the agents surrounding it. As far as design notes go for this guy, I drew him once before. It was mostly just for fun. I like to draw most of the characters just for the fun of it when I'm bored. This is going to be a lot more serious in these episodes, of course. I want to like show off more of the character instead of just half of their body. But instead of that, I'll put up a picture of what he looked like in that one little picture. I don't know how canon it is, depends on the creator of the anomaly. I'm just drawing them. As far as this goes, any art I make in these episodes is fan art. Whatever is canon is the creator's choice. If they want to make my drawing canon, they can. I'm not forcing them to. They can draw it for themselves if they want. It could be a stick figure with like tiny little screwdrivers coming out of the side of it. Anyway, other than that, the creator of this is one of my good little acquaintances, and he likes Warhammer, so I decided to reference Warhammer for the pose because, it's just fun. It also felt like a really boss ass pose to put him in. I like the little cogs I did on his shoulders. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with this drawing. As far as it goes, yeah, that's it. Let's have a look. Big Mother. Designation D-0202-2. Containment class, minimal. Secondary containment class, non-applicable. Disruption class, subtle. Danger level, dangerous. Physical description. Big Mother is a massive colony of insects, gray fragments of porcelain and stone, all scattered around it. Almost baby-like head, small cracks and fissures littered across the porcelain. It has a singular ringed iris, and bugs crawl out of every gap and orifice and crevice available. Ability description. Able to disperse and go after anomalies and residents. Additional notes. Big Mother only appears when someone either sexualizes the porcelain dancers or they mentally sexualize children. Big Mother is located in the theater portion of the Eclipse Hotel and is always watching. It is extremely protective. S/special events. A civilian was attacked and skinned after they criticized a dancer and judged it for its shape of its head. For such a short file, it tells you a lot about how interesting the Eclipse Hotel's protector is. Confirmed by the creator of it, it's the statue that was in front of the Eclipse Hotel. A giant baby statue. Like one of those baby statue fountains that has like a baby pouring water out of a jug into it. It's interesting. But this one, it's different because this statue is just puppeted by a bajillion bugs. And it's just such an interesting concept for something so giant and terrifying to stomp down and thump just any idiotic person who dares to trifle with its kids. It's an interesting concept, really. I love it, and it's a great entity. I guess I should have gave a PSA for mentions of pedophilia, but no, it's not really that bad of pedophilic nature. It's just no one in their right mind that we hire here at Dark is going to be a pedophile in any way, shape, or form. We will actually kill them. Well, we're not going to murder them. I don't know, maybe. Don't quote me on it. Other than that, this entity, as far as it goes for the pose came naturally to me, and I decided to give it like a get over here vibe, like it's chasing someone, and the bug close-ups are so fun to draw. Even if I just copy them over, it adds a bit of depth because I had to like layer everything on top of each other, like the porcelain layers and the stone under it, then the bugs on top, and then the other bugs that were like coming at us on top of that. It's a lot of layers, you see. And I forgot to do the blood splatters in the end, which you'll see about right now. Um, so I just basically added them in there. So yeah, that I really enjoyed drawing this one. It was definitely one of the more time-consuming ones, but for such a short file, it tells a lot of its story, and it gives the possibility for more story to come. Other than that, I'll first show off the original image of the creator who made this entity, and then I'll show off mine. Alright, let's have a look.
And while those two are shown off, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Get ready for next week. We've got a brand new episode coming in for the podcast. I've been a bit sick this time, so that's all the intro's going to be for. Alright, thanks for watching. You can leave the studio now. The Discord and everything else will be put down in the description and the comments. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.